Welcome to Timoteo TV Playoff Edition. Getting ready for the playoffs. We had a great regular season, some hard-fought games, some good memories, and we know the playoffs have a lot in store for us lying ahead. So first of all, I do want to thank the teams, unfortunately, who did not make the playoffs, but still, you know, came out, fought hard. Hopefully next season you'll be able to improve and make the playoffs. I got the Jets, the Broncos, the Panthers, and the Colts. So thanks so much for participating, guys. Make sure you keep coming out to the playoff games. You know, come enjoy some games, buy a pretzel, and also there will be an all-star game the final week with the after the Urban Bowl. So a few players from these teams you guys may also be playing that week. So make sure you're talking to your coaches, checking the website. So real quick, let me say, so here's our seeding. We got our 4 games. We got the Great 8 set. We got our first seed, the 49ers, playing the 8th seed, the Vikings. Good rematch earlier this season. 49ers took that game. Then we got 2nd seed Cardinals, 7th seed Ravens. These are the only 2 teams from the Justice Division, and they have to play each other. So only one of them is going to make it to the next round. Then we have the 3rd seed Redskins, 6th seed Raiders. Close game during the regular season, which Redskins took. And then they got a game a lot of people are talking about, the rematch with the Eagles and Packers, where they had that close game where the Eagles pulled it out in the regular season. Packers looking for a little revenge. So that's our seeding. Congratulations to those 8 teams that have made the Grade 8. So guys, going into this with the playoffs, what are some of your impressions, feelings?
Really what we had, this is pretty much what we said was going to happen at the beginning of the season. All the piece would come in and do it, and then we'd have to take 2 from the other division. And, you know, and as it happens, you know, the Ravens and the Cardinals were able to squeak in, you know, luckily, because they play in that division. It's the only reason they have as many wins as they have. What I see here is you have the Big 5 and the other 3. The Big 5, obviously, are the 49ers, the Skins, the Cards, the Pack, and the Eagles. The only teams that beat the Big 5 were the Big 5. Every time, all of them have lost by 6 points or less, except for the Eagles. Their 2 losses were by 31 and 20. And so every single one of them. Now the other 3, the Raiders, the Vikes, and the Ravens. The Ravens of those 3 didn't even beat any of them. The only people they beat were the other people in their division. So I don't see much happening for the Ravens. I think again the Cardinals got another gift. But I think this is all about the Big 5. And somebody from the Big 5. Next week, it's going to be 4 of the Big 5 fighting, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Buddy, what is your take on this? I mean, I know 2 years ago we had some of these similar talks, but there's some surprises. So.
Yeah, man, you always have one team usually gets upset every year, and it happens to be the Packers. But this year, I mean, you got, you know, the Big 5. I think they're the strongest for sure, and you got the Eagles and Packers kind of getting into it. I mean, I think we're going to be in for you know, probably some blowouts this week, but we'll see. I think the Final 4 can be unbelievable. So we'll see.
All right. Well, let's talk a little more specifically about each of these games. Get into one here, and we may have to take a break soon. But we have the Vikings 49ers. This is our 1 versus 8. 3:30 is the game. What is your prediction, thoughts about?
Yeah, well, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, the last time these guys were together, it looked like the WWE or something. You know, they had a little smackdown going on. You had the 49ers who are 1 on offense, 6 in defense. The Vikings 8th on offense, 4th on defense. That means the 49ers are coming into this thing with the best offense in all the Grade 8. The Vikings are coming in as the worst offense of these grade 8. But the thing is that Vikings do have a little better of a defense, and that's what's going to have to keep them through. When you look at their strength of schedules this year, the 49ers had the second toughest strength of schedule. Their opponents were 37 and 27. The Vikings, they had the third toughest. So they have pretty evil. They both have been tested. And so this should be a good game. Against the Big Five, the 49ers are the only team that had 3 wins against the Big Five. Wins of 26-1. And their only loss was week 1 against the mighty Packers at 1 point. I think they're the hottest team by far coming in. Their 7-game win streak. I think it's going to be very tough for the Vikings to lose this day. The last time they played each other, the 49ers destroyed them 44-12. So I had the 49ers winning this game 39, Vikings 25.
So what do you think, buddy?
Well, last time they played, I mean, it wasn't a very close game. Mike, he just kept bombing the ball down deep down the middle. Since then, the Vikings have really made some changes on offense and on defense, really trying to solve the problems. They still haven't found an answer yet, but I think they're getting there. I think John Horton gives them a good opportunity to compete. Mike and the 49ers are just offensively, I mean, the best thing in the league this year. And I don't know if you can stop them. I mean, even when you blitz them, I mean, they have these 2 guys block. And Mike is probably one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league, I think, this year. He does a little spin Tootsie Roll thing that he does. And he gets right past these guys. And I think he has like 2 diving touchdowns I saw in one game. So I think the Vikings is just going to be, can they stop them? Can they slow down the offense of the 49ers that are ranked so high in the league? And I don't know. One, they're going to have to be able to sack Mike. So they're going to have to be real creative with the blitzes. And also the 49ers defense have been playing pretty good as of late too. So it's not going to be easy for John to go up and down the field to score. But he's going to have to get the ball in his playmaker's hands. He's going to have to throw it to Chris. He's going to have to throw it to Jose and really see if they can kind of get something going. I think this is a league about momentum. If the Vikings can get momentum, maybe they can compete in this game. The Vikings usually don't go out in the first round. Trust me. I know. So
don't sleep on them, 49ers.
So don't sleep on them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the 49ers don't disappoint. The only disappointment was week 1. And I think they're going to roll through this game 52-19.
Oh, wow. All right. So much for that Viking defense.
Yeah, so much for the Vikings D. I think Mike picks them apart. But we'll see.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. But, well, let's do our other 3:30 game here.
Yeah.
We have Ravens-Cardinals. These 2 teams, of course, faced in regular season. Wasn't pretty. Kind of like the 49ers Vikings. Similar results, guys? Or
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm calling this game the sleeper game. Because when you watch this game, all you're going to want to do is go to sleep. It's going to be the boringest game I've ever seen in my life. The Cardinals are the luckiest team I've ever seen in the history of Timoteo. Both of these teams right now are tied with the easiest strength of schedule. Both of their opponents, 28-36. Are you kidding me? A bunch of grannies could put on some red uniforms and win this many games. I mean, it's unbelievable how easy it's been. Against the Big Five this year, they've had 2 wins, the Cardinals have, each of them by 1 point. And they had 1 loss by 1 point. They didn't play the Eagles. If they did, who knows what would have happened there. The only loss this season was Week 7 against the 49ers. The Ravens now, the last time they played the Cardinals, they got spanked, 38-19. They're the lowest ranked defense in the grade 8, having the 8th ranked defense. Against the Big Five, they've lost 3 times by 25 points, 19 points, and 14 points. They didn't play the Eagles either. Eagles didn't play anybody hard this year. And then against the other 3, right? The other 3, they lost those 2. So they haven't beat anybody except the lower team. So I think the Ravens, I'm glad they made it. I'm glad they didn't get beat by the Colts. But I think they're going to struggle this game. Now, here's the thing about the Cardinals. They're going to be very happy that because it's the playoffs, you don't have to pull your ones. There is no blow-up rule, whatever. Blowout rule.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a little better, a little more appropriate.
Yeah, blow off something else.
Yeah, blow off something else, right? But no blowout rule in the playoffs, so they don't have to. They can keep their peoples in, their number ones in the whole time. They're going to beat the Ravens 64-18.
All right. So we're gonna come back after this, after these messages, hear Buddy's opinion on this game, follow up with our next two and some predictions for the Urban Bowl. So we'll be right back after this.
Boom.